Hello, everybody, and welcome to NECC Week 1 Eagles Valorant versus Northeastern University. We are just getting through picks and bans right now and getting set up. It looks like Post has selected Ascent as the first map, and it looks like Icebox will be the second map. And I think they're just figuring out the bans to decide the third and final map. Sunset already off the table, Bind off the table, Lotus off the table. So I believe that leaves Breeze and... Ooh, what is the last map? I think Split. Yeah, I think Breeze and Split are what is remaining on the table here. So we'll have to see how that goes, what they decide here. And they are going to end up picking Breeze between the final two maps here. Between Post, we'll get side select, and then we will hop into Ascent. And it is going to be defense taken by Post University here. So it should be defense for Post games 1 and 3, and defense for Northeastern in game 2. And we are hopping into Ascent right now. Let's see. And we're seeing a Yoru hover from chrisramrz. I don't know if that's just a hover for the stream purposes or anything. Not something that's particularly seen in competitive at all. Yep, it's going to shift over to Sova. And pretty classic lock-ins for them. Actually, Mojo on Chamber here is a little bit of a surprise. If I remember, generally plays Omen on the map. Looks like we're seeing a very big shift in what people are playing here. As Elle will be the one to lock in the Breach instead of Dissident, who's going to move over to the Jet. Wow, a big change in comp here from Post. And on the other side, nothing's been locked in yet, but we are seeing a Reyna hover. Besides that, pretty standard picks on the map with Killjoy, Jet, Omen, Sova.
Select your agent.
And yep, lock-ins are starting now. And yep, we should be all set on that. So it is going to be a Reyna pick coming out as the flashes on one side, the Breach pick on the other side, and a Chamber on Ascent, which I do think is a little bit interesting because even during like the height of Chamber meta, often Killjoy was still the one that was played on Ascent a lot of the time. Or when Killjoy started coming back into the meta, it was a lot on Ascent at first. So we'll have to see how this pick works out here. We are starting to see already a stack towards the B side here. And without Killjoy, this B site is a little bit more difficult to hold. You don't have that Killjoy utility for lane. However, Mojo gonna have an opportunity off the rip to maybe get a kill and a TP out here. Again, we'll be greeted with 5. However, there's no free stun. The only potential like flasher utility to use against him will be this Reyna blind. So I have to see if they use that early. And Mojo's gonna creep up here. Sovadart not gonna get anyone that'll need attacked, but there's no noise anywhere else. And Mojo has a good opportunity here, does miss the shot here, gets the TP away safely, and it is going to be pushed forward. Mojo going to have to fall down here, and now is going to have an opportunity, finds the first kill here, looks for a second, can't quite convert here, and now the site should be taken in a 4v4 retake situation. Chris is going to break that door down,
Spike
and
planted.
it's going to be a retake here. Killjoy over in B main can be quite dangerous here, and Chris is going to go down, and now we are going to see a push in. Dissident will find one here, and now the Killjoy found in B main finally gets taken out, and it's going to be all the way of Post University here as they find these kills. And big retake here for them, finding those kills, taking it slowly, picking that post plant apart, living with two, and taking an early pistol round, so important on this map, because generally speaking Ascent tends to be pretty defender sided, but sometimes you can get a few attacker rounds really early on into the half by winning, you know, that pistol round that's more even, and then converting from there a couple rounds and getting the value you need out of it. So really big for Post to pick up that first pistol and kind of deny that ability to pick up rounds on the attacking side. And we are going to see a creep towards A main here. Dissident on this jet. Does spot one, I believe, on that swing. Doesn't pop dash yet. Does find that kill. A beautiful flash from Elle there. Great timing there. And, oh, almost finding a second kill here. It's going to be forced to dash away here. And now a second flash will be used. It's just going to cause a little bit of a stall out here for Northeastern, who now will start to explore mid a little. I think they were greeted by Mojo there, and are going to be forced back over here. Now Dissident has an opportunity. A lot of low health bars here, and can't quite find the kill. Let's get taken super low here. We'll be forced to back off here, and the site hit still should happen here. Although full health, has that light shield, has a Spectre to work with, so we'll have to see how that goes. And a blind comes through, and Elle will counter ability with that fault line, finds one.
One enemy remaining. Spike down
And
A.
the
30 seconds
site
left.
take completely shut down. Kind of the expected result here, you know, on the classics and stuff. And it's gonna be down. Just going and Chris will find that kill with the Ares. And I do like this early Ares purchase here from Chris, because there's a lot of walls on Ascent that are very high pen. And having that Ares on the Sova, being able to dart somewhere, getting that like recon bolt and being able to pen can be really big. Often you'll see Sovas play with an Odin on this map, especially on the defensive side of things. So getting that early Ares, basically an Odin, just with a lot fewer bullets here. We're gonna see Mojo holding mid here, but the timing a little interesting here, and we get a sneaky kill away as the site take starts to come through here, and it's just going to be an absolute wipe for Northeastern here, completely shutting down any opportunity for Post in this round.
Last player standing.
Alone now, we'll look for the Ares kill, and Focus going to get a triple kill on the round. Northeastern with a very clean third round to put them back into this game here. Post actually a little bit short on cash here. Omen having no money really to work with here, but they will get 4 rifles if they decide to purchase into this round. Elle going to be on light armor here. And once again, Mojo is going to be challenged in B main. And it's going to be that early blinded. It doesn't matter! Mojo, you're disgusting! Finds that kill, gets the TP out, and what a way to open up the round here. As things completely slow down now, Focus in mid, looking for anything here, but there's already a push-up out of A main here, and that drone will spot that there are some people. Chris getting a little bit scary with it there, but he's get a little bit of damage with shock darts. Is just going to be playing with them for a little bit. With Mojo posted up on lane, could be so big, especially because there's no flashes left on the table. And Focus will find one. Test on HP. Dissident will find the cleanup there. We'll get to dash away. And should manage to get out of dodge here. And, yep, is going to find their way out. Now Chris taking this mid area now. And Northeastern feel a little bit routed on this round. Killjoy is going to look to creep up here. But Mojo waiting for this will shoot that shot, TP away. And, oh no, Mojo's going to go down. That should be the site actually taken here. As Chris tries to come in early, does find that kill. And Omen looking for some damage there, maybe looking for a pick. But now 1v3, what can you do? Does manage to find Dissident here. And Envy has made it a 1v2, just 14 seconds left now. The dart is so big, and Chris through the smoke, knowing where Envy may be. Off of the information with the dart, will find that kill. And Chris really managing to secure that round there. Absolute great start so far from Post University. And, however, Northeastern should be able to actually buy up here. So it will be another rifle round here. Dissident going to be forced onto knives here for a little bit of econ. And right now, looks like it is going to be a stack towards B here with Focus lurking a little bit. It's been lurking quite a bit in these rounds here. And Mojo going to peek out mid potentially for an early pick here. Not going to find anything, but is going to make a little bit of noise, so they should know where he is now. As there's a lot of tiles presence here, but the creep up from Focus can be huge here. Oh, and looks like chrisramrz is going to get taken out, and Focus on the other side is going to find Dissident here and look for Elle. Will be forced to dash back, but meanwhile on the other side of the map, Northeastern have just taken the B site, have found the picks that they need, and Post University going to be forced maybe into a save here.
Spike planted.
There's not much they can do here, and it's curious if Northeastern will go hunting for this, or if Post will come right to them here. Looking to peek out just a little bit. Oh, and the timing. Only going to take a little bit of damage here. As it looks like Post are actually looking to potentially contest this, and I'm not sure if this is the wisest move 2v5 here, but we're going to look to maybe get some exits or get some fights here, and it is going to just be down to Omen here, and it will be a flawless round from Northeastern. And now looking at 3-2, and we're looking at not a lot of money here for Post University. They will be forced to save into this round. Looks like already we're seeing a Bucky purchase potentially come out. Maybe able to find that value somewhere. Post is very heavily stacked towards mid this round, and we are seeing a complete defensive swap here. Mojo going to be over towards the A site, and it looks like they're just looking for some mid shenanigans, but they're going to get all that information. But there's a lot going on A. The Killjoy invested on the save round is a little surprising, as Focus will get actually caught out in mid as well and give over that gun. And while the plant should go down for free, we're looking at a 4v4 situation. Ooh, Mojo going to get detained by that Killjoy ult towards the end here. Elle trying to clear out some of that space from heaven here, and it's just going to get taken out, wall banged through, and now Chris is going to be taking down the store here, and Post looking for a flank here, and Mojo's going crazy right now, using that Vandal, finds two more, and the shock there's going to get a lot of damage. Envy is going to find that kill there, but it's all going to be down to just Reyna here in the 1v2, and suddenly Post have managed to make something out of nothing here. And however, though, the round not over yet. Reyna going to escape towards tree, and time ticking down. It was a beautiful attempt here, but the clutch will come out. Northeastern will take the round, and a round that probably should have been theirs got a little bit dicey, but nothing that they couldn't handle. 3-3 on the score now. Post should have buys going into this round. Chris gonna upgrade to an Odin here. And outside of that, Killjoy ult, all ults on the table for Northeastern, so we'll have to see what they do with that. Generally speaking, though, they really do only have the Sova ult as a high impact ult here. where the other ones are kind of just a little bit nice to have. Meanwhile, Post do have that chamber op. They do have Omen ult as well, and Mojo not going to pop that, though. Is going to be just looking out with a Vandal here, and focus once again on this lurk. Will trade 1 for 1 there. It's just been an absolute menace for Post so far, but will be contained a little bit this round. Not a bad trade at all. You won't have those flashes or anything. And Chris is going to be challenged over towards B here. Smoke's coming through. It's going to block off Mojo's angle here. And it's going to come down to really how Chris functions with this Odin here. As the blind comes through and the spray down, and does manage to find one and drop off. Now Mojo potentially looking to peek through the smoke. Won't, as things get completely slowed down here. The drone coming through, probably looking for a tag onto Chris here, and Mojo will get a little bit of hit damage there, and Chris finds another one. Will eventually go down here, but it's going to be absolutely clean for Post. He's going to shut down that site take and take it their 4th round now. Chris very daring on that 5 HP there. That Odin doing so much work for them. And once again, both teams having buys for the most part. Mojo gonna be on that chamber op, so should technically still have a buy here. Both Sova ults still on the table there. No ults invested from Northeastern there on that round, so a little surprising there.
Get out of my way!
And I think Jet ult was invested by Focus here. So they are going to look for a little bit of a mid push here. Chris trying to get a little bit of poke here with this Odin, and Focus just walking up. Does get poked out a little bit, does get spotted, but will manage to walk away. The drone going to spot yet again that they've left Cat for now. And look at this flank here from Dissident. Finds one, and Elle is going to chill here for a little bit, and maybe a little bit of an overpeak, but will be safe here.
Cover going out.
And now Northeastern a little bit trapped in mid here. Just completely surrounded on a lot of sides here, but is going to choose to go forward, not backward. Which does seem to be the correct choice. And now Dissident potentially here looking for some shots in the smoke. Not going to find anything. Repeat myself, never mind. Does manage to find the one. Dissident, his 3rd kill on the round, and Mojo will find one as well, and make that a 2nd for Mojo. I stand corrected. Does find the shot through the smoke there.
Here.
I mean, so far, a lot of very close rounds between these two teams here. So far, early stars being these two Jets who are making these big plays. Dissident on that Jet debut, and Focus, clearly a key player here for Northeastern here. Does tend to like the lurk a lot, which is an interesting playstyle sometimes for Jet on attack here. And ooh, that stun immediately. Dissident's gonna find that kill here. And now the spear of this Northeastern team taken out a little bit early. Ooh, Mojo having quite an interesting spot on height here. Does have that TP away as well. There is going to be a little bit of a creep with the bomb towards A here. Reyna should get spotted on the cross here. And no re-peek now. Chris is getting noise, does get the drone here. It's going to be an important fight here, but Mojo will choose to TP away and loses the 2nd encounter of that fight. Chris does have Dart, does have an Odin here. Can be super big here. Does also have ult available. And the ult will find the first tag here, and does finally manage to get that kill here. And now Envy going to get taken out by Dissident here, and it's going to be a 2v4. Killjoy in such a good spot to be the 2nd layer, though. Does manage to find one and make that a 2v2 now. As fights continue, and Elle with a beautiful flash does find that kill.
One enemy
And it's going to come down to a 1v1. Does have ult available here. Doesn't choose to tap bomb. Finally does now, but might be a little bit late here. But Elle will find the clutch. And Post will take another round. A beautiful play there. It's very interesting to see these Post players on a little bit of a swapped situation role-wise, performing on these agents at quite a high level. I'm pretty sure Chris is really the only person who's on their normal agent for the map. And we're seeing great play out of them, though. The team play's still there, and we're seeing a stack towards B now here for Northeastern.
Mow him down.
Once again, focus on this lurk here. Looking to pick that 1v1. Meanwhile, Post is going to look to push up here. Dissident does manage to find that kill, and it looks like it's low buys for Northeastern here, so this should be a pretty simple round for Post, all things considered, unless things get a little bit spicy. And that's going to be another kill here. His focus just chilling over on this A-lurk. Nobody going to push up and give them an opportunity here. The bomb starts to rotate over towards A here. Post being very disciplined, playing Eagles quite far back here. And that Lear should give a little bit of information that it is more of an A hit here. But again, nobody really moving out of position here. Chris, though, I think spots 2, maybe 3. And should give that indicator, yep, for Post to rotate over here. As Mojo finds another one with this op here. I don't think that he'll let them through here, so they're either going to have to go back or look to fight this op here. And with that smoke down, it seems so hard for them to push, but just 30 seconds is going to make this so difficult for them. Especially with all eyes on them here. Nobody over towards the B site, and now no time to rotate here. We'll have to take that opportunity with the Sheriff Evie looking for something here.
Last player
And
standing.
Dissident on the flank will clean up both the kills. His third kill. And Post absolutely a phenomenal start to this game. 7-3 right now. And 15 kills already for Dissident, having a great start to this game. And they'll need that momentum going into the attack half to really pull this one through.
Here.
Meanwhile, on the side of Northeastern, still having quite a bit of success in these rounds at least finding kills, not really getting flawless or anything. And despite the round score, they're holding their own quite well here. Sometimes that's just the nature of the attack side here. They are going to go for a fast push here. Focus already in. Is going to get tagged up and taken out here as Chris is going to be now alone on the site here. Not much place to run, but does manage to sneak out, but will have to give up the site here. And it is going to be a 4v5 retake here as Post will look to flood out here. And Killjoy in such a good position to potentially make a play here, but Dissident is going to shut that one down. And Evie pushed up here. Dissident finds another. Dissident going completely off here, but Reyna now is going to find a couple of kills here. And Dissident will find the third kill here and close out this round here. 8-3 now for Post.
Oh, was that important?
Things getting a little bit dicey in the end with Reyna finding a couple, but
Last round before the switch.
Dissident doing such a good job to find those kills. Post doing such a good job to play together in the retake. Really checking their angles, not making sure that nobody's able to find these tucked corners that don't get checked to find those backstabs. But Post doing quite a good job so far, and it does look like it is going to be a push out from Dissident here, backed by the utility of Elle. Unfortunately, it's going to be met by the entire team, the Killjoy ult as well. Dissident sticking around for a little bit here. We'll have to see what that turns into, but there's no real push early here, and the entry is clean, not really contested, and the plant should go down here. Now we'll have to see if they can do. Mojo down to just 5 HP now. Dissident is going to find one yet again, and look for these kills with the knives up in the air. Oh, should get tagged by the drone, but never mind. Chris drops will get taken down. Envy being an absolute menace on the site here, and Dissident not able to find any kills here, and Envy over a generator finding the big plays, and that's going to be an 8-4
Switching
half in
sides.
favor of Post. But a little bit of momentum going the way of Northeastern towards the very end to pick up that last round. Looks like Post are going to be moving towards the A site for their first hit on the pistol round here. But the stack is towards B for Northeastern, as it appears just Envy over at A site here. And now we're seeing a little bit of a shift back over for Post, so maybe it's not quite as direct of a hit here. Mojo gonna be chilling over towards tiles. Chris is gonna follow. We're seeing them split kind of 3-2 here. So we'll have to see if maybe they're selling a fake here, if they're just gonna take it a little bit slow. And early on, Focus is gonna look to peek out here. We'll get a couple of spots there. That's an early orb farm to A. And Mojo's gonna have to TP out, but such a low HP here now. As Dissident looks to come in here and gonna whiff on the shots, as Reyna will find that kill there. And now Mojo having an opportunity here for just 10 HP. This fight is so dangerous. And Post feel sort of stalled out here. They are gonna look
Teleport's ready.
to hit tree, it appears. And Focus is gonna find that kill, but it will get traded out here. And Chris has found his way tucked into mid here, but the shock dart gonna hit him right in the face. It's all down to Elle. And masterclass on the pistol round from Northeastern here. Really just containing Post in that round. Unfortunately, the shots not really there for them. Early damage, early picks not going their way, and we should see Post on saves here. We should be seeing a rifle invested, or I guess 2 rifles if you include the Bulldog, as they look to take this round convincingly and bring those over into the next round here. And Focus once again gonna be looking over towards mid here and finds Chris really early on into this. The orb once again funneled for Post there, looking to really stack these orbs on the save round, which is kind of what you want to do on save rounds. You want to maximize like the non-dueling things, right? You want to see if you can get a plant down. You want to see if you can get orbs. Really funnel like ult economy and try to deny as much ult economy and as much of their guns as possible. Does look like they're gonna funnel 1 HP on Elle here, but we'll manage to funnel another ult orb into this breach ult, which is gonna be so big for their engages later on and site takes later on. Really is their key tool for actually being able to do that, especially not having a killjoy on your team with the chamber option here. And now Focus is going to creep out behind them and find one, but
30 seconds
a trade
left.
kill actually ends up happening here, and quite a few kills as Post have sort of found a little bit of rhythm here. We'll recover a Bulldog, but Focus finds a 3rd kill on the round.
Spike
now.
planted.
Absolutely tearing it up for Northeastern here. This Post will be forced into post-fight situation here. Focus taking a little bit of damage, but that's 4 for Focus, but no ace to be found. Still a round 1 for Northeastern here. And 8-6, only a 2-round deficit now. As things start to heat up a little bit here. Post should have buys into this round now, though. But meanwhile, Northeastern actually have quite a bit of guns bonused over. They could invest a little bit into this round. They do have that rifle. They have the Bulldog as well and a Spectre. It does look like it's just going to be a couple sheriffs, so they'll be able to buy next. But still, that can be very, very dangerous, right? You find a couple picks. You take the guns from Post University, and maybe you have something here. But meanwhile, Post going to look to challenge this B site early. We'll have to deal with the Killjoy utility, but it is going to get cleared out very early here, and you're going to go kind of fast. But Dissident gonna find that first kill despite getting shock dart and utilitied out. A beautiful breach stun coming through there to make that very, very easy, and it's going to be a free site take 5v4 retake situation. And Mojo, the second layer, the backstab coming through. Finding that second pick that should secure them the round here. This does really feel like Northeastern are going to want to play for exits here, but they are making it a little bit spicy, but Mojo shuts that down immediately.
One enemy remaining.
Dissident will find another kill, and it's all down to Evie here, who does find a little bit of damage, but Dissident, a triple kill on the round. And Poster right back at it with another round win. Man, what a close game so far, and I'm loving to see all the fans from both teams in the Twitch chat. We're seeing some Northeastern fans, some Post fans. Awesome to see.
That works.
Making it quite a lively chat, but back to this game. Focus is going to opt for these jet knives here, looking to potentially go big and sit in this smoke. It could be so huge depending on the timing here. The dash is being used and goes up in the air and finds chrisramrz. But meanwhile, Dissident gonna peek forward and Evie's gonna shut that down. Elle gonna get the trade kill, but so low. Barely any HP. One bullet will do it. This Poster gonna have to slow this down, and Focus finds another with the jet knives, finding so much value out of that ultimate here. In the 2v4, we'll see how Post works through this. Managed to get a little bit of chip damage, but now that's smoked off. Not much you can do, and meanwhile, should be a little bit of a fight out mid here. Mojo does clean that one up, and he's going to be down to a 2v3 here. Should be greeted by Omen, Envy. It's so good for them, but Envy finds that kill. Mojo will find Focus now, and if you find this kill, it would be doable, but Envy will find the win on that duel there. And Northeastern will find the win on the round. And a timeout being called here from Meech is probably going to cook up some sort of strat here for Post. But we'll see what's going on here. Looks like they should be able to buy into the round here. Mojo does have that chamber op available. Everyone should have buys outside of that. And it'll be curious to see if Focus will end up picking up an op here. Does have the money for it, but we haven't actually seen the op in play yet. However, Jets do often tend to op here, especially in this composition that does not include a chamber. So I'll have to see how that goes. Ult-wise, I mean, Omen ult, Chamber ult aren't necessarily the most impactful ults per se, but they are available here for Post. Can maybe find some value there. Obviously, Mojo gonna pop that, get that free op, but no actual entry or site take ults on the table for Post. And really, the breach ult can get farmed here potentially, just 2 away. So we may see something like that, but Post gonna end up stacking over towards A here, gonna leave Mojo on his own, probably to peek out mid.
You want to play? Let's play.
The op gets used, and Focus did opt in for an op themselves. And is gonna look to dash off here, and now Post looking for the entry here. Dissident all the way in, finds that first kill. It's gonna be a fast entry. It's gonna be clean. And Mojo's gonna have another opportunity to maybe lurk and be a second layer here. Oh, this Sova throw could be so dangerous here. Another op shot goes wide, and Elle's gonna get taken out. Gonna get that flash. Maybe stall a little bit of time, and Focus finds a kill. Now for Post, they need something to go right here to find some picks back, and Chris will find that pick back, make it a 3v3 here, and now Post finally starting to get some of these kills, and with time ticking down, it should be their round as it is right now. Focus and Evie not really able to find anybody here. Chris will find another one. And finally, the round will get cleaned up here. And Post will not be able to survive with any guns, so a lot of eco damage there. But the round 1, double digits now for Post University, and I think buys should all be on the table. Meanwhile, Northeastern's actually a little bit low on money here. Gonna go for a couple sheriffs, a stinger, and they should save into this round. So Post looking for 11 here, but we'll have to see. Thrifty is often the story of Valorant at times.
Get out of my way!
Focus is going to look to peek early here. Dissident's going to pop these jet knives very early here. Mojo going to take out Focus, eliminate that X factor from this round here. Envy, though, has been quietly doing quite a bit, being clutch in important rounds here. We'll see what they can do with the stinger. But now having a lot of company here on this site to potentially stop this take as things slow down a little bit, and Mojo looking for that Killjoy bot. Oh, the reload timing mattering so much here, and Mojo's gonna get taken down by the sheriff. I don't know if the gun is recoverable or if it got recovered, and so far, no. But Post have slowed it down enough that we're starting to see a crawl back towards B here. We'll have to see as Envy starts to creep up into this corner if Post will actually pull the trigger yet. And that dash comes through, and Envy's going to let it all through and find one, almost finding a second one. Now as the trades go back and forth here, it's going to be 2v3 for Post in this Post plant, and the knives not going to come through either. But the Sova ult coming through and making this quite dangerous, and Evie will find that kill. It's going to be just Dissident here, no gun in hand either. Finally finds that Vandal, but it's 1v3, 14 seconds left, finds the first one. Does have to get this bomb down though. And is going to go for this plant here, but oh, the shock dart's going to go live here, and no reload though on the gun here. Oh, what a dangerous situation! Almost finds it! But Evie will find the third kill in the round, and the Thrifty will come through for Northeastern, keeping their hopes alive in this game.
You failed.
And putting them right back into the swing of things. A beautiful round from them. And now Post are going to be the ones that are going to be a little bit low on money. It was a great try from Dissident at the end there, almost finding the 1v3 there.
Placing sentry.
Absolute immaculate trade back and forth there. Post will be just on sheriffs and classics here. Not much else to work on. Post's gonna be a little bit spread out this round. Gonna let Mojo work mid a little bit with this Pocket Guardian.
Enemy marked.
And it's not going to end up being too much per se. Sovadart's going to get a little information on B. But nothing much there. As we'll see Dissident creep up with Elle here. A little bit attached at the hip. This Breach and Jet loving to work together here. The pairing so great for being able to take space. And now Mojo's going to get picked mid. And Post going to be stopped before it even really happens, but it seems like Northeastern is so aware that they're trying to hit this A site here. 3 people here, a smoke in place, that blind used early here. Envy in such a good position here. Didn't get cleared last time that there was an A hit, but now in a different corner
30
here,
seconds
looking
left.
to get the drop on
Cover
Post.
going out.
Have to see. The Dissident dashes in, gets shut down immediately. Envy going absolutely crazy here. And Northeastern will find a flawless here. Bring it just one round
If one
away
link
here.
breaks, the rest will follow.
I mean, really, we're seeing quite a bit of a disparity in the how the kills are. It feels like Northeastern, it's kind of kills coming out from everybody at different moments here, where Distant is absolutely tearing it up on the other side, and we're seeing a lot of supportive utility to allow him to do that. We're seeing Mojo find kills on the lurk, and then we're seeing all kinds of like breach utility, Sova darts and stuff, allowing Dissident to find these kills. Two very different styles of play here. And now the breach ult's gonna come through immediately, and Dissident is in there, finds the first kill at Jen.
Spike down
Will be
A.
a trade of kills though, as Focus is now in. We'll be forced to dash out here, I think. He's gonna look for some kills through, but Chris will shut that down. Dissident on the other side will find another kill, and it's a 2v4, a beautiful entry from Post on that invest, and the timing. Dissident finds a third, and what can you do here? 1v4. chrisramrz, a beautiful round, finding a couple kills there. Dissident also as well. The breach ult being quite impactful there, just allow that entry. Now they are going to have to wait 9 ulters for that to be back up. That is kind of their trump card on this attack side, so now that they've gotten through that, Killjoy ult on the other side almost back up. Just 1 more points on that can sometimes guarantee rounds, especially towards that A site where you can kind of cover everything. So I have to see what Post do here, because ult economy is going to be so important here. And early on, Mojo looking for some sort of pick mid. Now Dissident going up with the knives, going to try and dash through, not going to quite make it through, but now is all the way in their spawn. Misses the knives here, and Eevee will take them out, but it's a plant going down. However, Killjoy just wasn't cleared on the back half of things, and things falling apart for Post here.
1 enemy remaining.
And it's all down to just Mojo, who does manage to find one, make that a second. But still 1v3. Make that 1v2. And gonna be forced kind of into this corner here, and Killjoy will find that kill. Peeked out a little bit too far when blinded. Now, if you're Post, the funds are a little bit low. You do have the Sova ult to maybe convert something. Could have one more buy round in you before having to save here. Especially with Mojo getting that Tour de Force back online here. Meanwhile, Northeastern, not necessarily in the best buy spots here. Do have 1 sheriff, but I mean, they still have the op, the 3 rifles, so we'll have to see how that goes. And Focus.
You want to play?
So important here. Gonna get blinded, and just like Mojo in the first half, Focus will find a pick while blinded. Dissident gonna be taking out that spearhead on this attack side. And now Post stopped in their tracks here. What a devastating loss, and Focus is going to continue to hold this A main here. Post will have to sort of look other places here. And Focus, you madman, looking to re-peek again, and Chris will shut that down. Absolutely phenomenal from him here as the dart comes through. We'll get shot, but we'll get that information. Oh, a beautiful tag here, and isn't going to be able to find the last one. That's a lot of chip damage onto this Reyna, who isn't able to heal until getting the pick. Is going to get flashed out now. Going to be over towards Dice, looking for a play. Does get that heal, and finds a second. Make that a third. Wow. Beautiful play there. It's all down to Mojo, who does just have this Tour de Force.
30
Once
seconds
again,
left.
the world on his shoulders. Can he make it an impressive round? He's been in this position a few times this game. Just 14 seconds, though. Shouldn't be possible. Does manage to find another, but the quadra kill coming out will put Northeastern tied at 11-11. And Post, I mean, you can potentially buy into this round, but you're going to be low on money. You'll be low on money in the next round as well if you opt to, so we'll have to see what they choose to do here.
For you, hermanita.
Ooh, and I like this change in op place for Focus. It seems like he knows where they're going every round here. Oh my god! Finds the collat! And absolutely devastating for Post. Should shut down the round almost immediately. There's some investment in this round too. But they'll try to work up tree. Try to look for something. Focus finds a third. And Envy will get taken down by the other two. A little bit of slip in the crack of the round of defense, but
Spike down A.
Omen gonna find that kill there. Just 3 HP though, 1v3. Not much you can do. Tries to find a kill, but Northeastern will be the first to find map point here. Post gonna look to take it into overtime here with this final round coming up. And this game has delivered
Match point.
so far. A back and forth contest. It felt like Northeastern for the longest time were just consistently chasing Post in the scoreline. And finally they've managed to catch up here, but can Post and actually go ahead here, but can Post catch back up, bring this into OT, have an opportunity here. Focus has been electric the past couple rounds on this op, a huge difference maker. Post will have one last shot to take this to OT. Some audio, some darts pinging out. Should have a good idea of what Post are trying to do here. And the op shot misses, and Mojo will punish, will find that kill and breathe a chance into the Mojo. Will not go down without a fight, finds a second. Hasn't even taken any damage here, and now it's gonna be such an important play from Reyna here to see if they can get it. But Chris will shut that down. All the gunfights going the way of Post. And a 2v5 on this retake, and make that a 1v4. Just Eevee here. Try to make magic happen. We'll try to take them to the victory, but it's looking like OT as Mojo will find a third kill. And we're going to overtime.
Overtime.
This map has delivered here. As Post will start on the defender side here. We haven't seen this for a while, and a lot of times when
that works.
You get into overtime, sometimes the first round of it can be a little bit of a scramble here. Teams kind of forgetting what worked for them in the first round here, but looks like we're seeing a little bit of a spicy strat come out from Post here. We're going to be very heavily stacked towards mid, but the site takes A. It's going to be a retake situation by the looks of it, as they are looking for this gamble stack here. Oh, now we are going to see a walkover from Mojo, so have to see. He doesn't have an op in hand here, so... Oh, does get pinged out here. It's going to be forced to TP away, and that's going to be a free site here for Northeastern. A 5v5 retake situation. The first time we saw that all game here.
Spike planted.
As they start to try and go in here, start to look for damage through the floor. And 2 kills are going to go away from Post almost instantly. Envy in this generator spot did have a clutch before here, but now is going to get collapsed on. Does find that first kill, is going to get taken out now, and the last 2 players are stuck in B main here. The dart gonna come through, but Dissident so big here, pulls out the knife, gets the 4K! We'll close out the round for Post. They retake the lead. They find their way to map point. And the road has been hard for them to finally get to this point, to look to take this map, but here they are, 1 round away, and for Northeastern, an opportunity to put themselves back in the game to take this to second overtime here. We'll have to see what happens. An absolute intense round here. Everything on the line here. Focus is going to peek mid yet again. It's going to be, once again, this Focus versus Mojo situation here. And meanwhile, Dissident is just all the way on to B side here. Will get greeted here, but will find 1 and 3 kills going the way from Post almost instantly here. Mojo winning that duel in mid. And just 2 people alive for Northeastern here. one opportunity here to bring this into second OT, but things looking slim in this 2v4. They have had situations where they can make this happen, but right now, Mojo is just so good. Finds another kill. Absolutely delivering for them, and it's all down to Envy. You've been good this game, but what can you do? And Elle will shut Envy down.
Win.
We'll find the kills, and we'll take post through map 1 with a 1-0 start. What an absolute banger. Dissident early on tearing it up. Mojo able to close that one out for them to be so clutch, but everybody on the side of post finding kills, finding ways to help the team out, finding ways to win. I mean, Northeastern played absolutely out of their mind as well, Focus being such a clutch player, but I mean, even Evie, Envy, seeing quite a few clutches, quite a few impactful rounds, but we're going to cut to a break real quick here. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. We are still waiting for the teams to be ready here, but while we wait, just wanted to take a look at that first game. What an absolute banger going into overtime here. But, I mean, really, from both teams, we tended to see a lot of good team play. I think for the side of Post, it was a lot more utility being used to make the plays happen, to use Dissident as kind of a spearhead. Mojo making a lot of individual plays on lurks, but just being able to use that Sova dart effectively. Elle doing a really good job on that breach utility to set up for Dissident on the entries a lot of times, on the aggressive plays on defense, and then Kevin being there with the smokes, being able to find kills where needed. And that is kind of the style that they went for. It was kind of all in on Dissident as a fragger. But meanwhile, on the other side for Northeastern, we saw a lot of individual moments or a lot of gunfights together where it didn't feel like it was as much like utility being layered together, but it was just a lot of fights, a lot of crossfires coming out from them. We got to see on attack, they played a lot more of a slower style, using their jet as a lurk focus, being able to find some kills there. But everybody in this game played super well here today, as we are going to be going into Icebox for Game 2, I believe. But, yeah, absolutely good play from both teams here. We did see Icebox once from Post University. I think it was, last week's games. And they definitely looked a lot more comfortable on Ascent when they played in that series, but I think part of that was the team they played against looked really practiced on Icebox here, so we'll have to see what kind of happens here going into Game 2, but I am very curious what we will see from Northeastern, because they've played absolutely phenomenally. Even though they lost, they found quite a few rounds. They worked their way into it, and it always felt like they were in every single round. Looks like we are just taking another minute here before heading into Icebox. I believe they'll have to flip sides as well, because Post should be starting attacking here on this map too. And I'm curious what we'll see composition-wise, as we are seeing a little bit of a different roster look here for Post University. We're seeing both Elle and Kevin both being played. Chris, who wasn't here last split or last semester, now on the team here, and we're getting to see a lot of people step up in a lot of people stepping up in ways that they didn't necessarily have to before. I also just got informed that Dissident was one away from tying the all-time record, it looks like, for post kills. Yep, at 34. Solo God was the record holder, or it still is the record holder, was with them last semester. Was such a big part of this team. So seeing this Post team kind of be able to continue to grow even when losing such a star player, and then really getting to see sort of the more utility players kind of tend to step up in situations, to be a lot more confident in situations, to see this Post team really start to rely more on team play rather than individual prowess or individual moments is really cool to see out of them. So we'll have to see how they continue developing during the semester, and it looks like we are about to head into the game right now. Icebox set for map 2. We'll see if Post University can close this series out, or if Northeastern will be able to bring this to map 3. And should be loading in just a second here. Or not. Interesting. Oh, and there we go. And I assume we'll see Dissident once again on this jet, kind of taking over that role here. As it looks like Focus is already hovering a jet rematch here, so we'll get to see that again. And now Mojo hovering the Yoru, trying to... Oh wait, that's not a hover. That's not a hover. That's a pick. Chris gonna be on the chamber instead of Mojo. Mojo shifting over to a Yoru. And Elle will be on the harbor here. As Kevin is looking to play Sova. And on the other side, we aren't going to see the harbor, which has kind of been like the new thing for this Icebox map. Viper was definitely kind of like the old thing that was used all the time. Then Harbor kind of came into the meta with like Pearl and running like the Viper Harbor stuff. And then a little bit on Haven and stuff like that. But then when Icebox came back into the pool, Harbor started getting picked on that map. Is a little bit more versatile with the walls and what he can do. And a lot of those like plant situations not needing the stage anymore for the wall, because he kind of can do that with the bubble. So the way that the compositions have changed have benefited Harbor a little bit more in the meta, but we are seeing the Viper, which still does work quite well on the map here, as they are, going to go for that Viper Sage, so they will get that Sage wall, which is a little bit sturdier than Viper, like the Harbor shield, but Harbor kind of does it all in one agent, so you do end up missing a little bit of something in your composition compared to the other composition, but you have a little bit more strength with the actual planting the bomb. But a Yoru pick, really excited to see how that goes. Something that I don't think I've really actually gotten to cast at all yet. Which will be quite interesting here as we see Post lined up towards the A site. Oh, never mind, shifting over towards B. It is going to be an early dart towards A, it looks like. Maybe some sort of a distraction. So we will have to see how that goes here as we get into map 2 now. And early on, we're just seeing Dissident push up past this Harbor wall here. And meanwhile, Chris is going to find a pick to open up this game here. Dissident will creep through and finds the headshot. Sage is going to be super low here. He's going to dash forward now. Going to be greeted by Envy. Going to take Envy down. This should be a free B site here, as Dissident will get his head ripped off by Focus. And now trade kill starting to come back. We're looking at a 2v3 situation, but Chris sneaking up into Nest there, and Kevin's going to find that last kill. And a clean round from Post out the gate. Finding those early picks, converting very, very well here. And yep, we're going to see some Guardians, some Bulldogs, Spectres. Quite an invest here from Post, looking to kind of take these guns into the third round here. Chamber Trip's a little finicky on this map because there are ways to sort of walk around it. You can't, it's not like a end-all be-all flank trip on this map here. This Focus will be forced to back off due to the dart, and it's going to be a little bit of an A hit here. But Dissident gonna get a little too aggressive in mid there, gonna go down. But they should be able to actually recover the gun that was here. I'm not sure what kind of gun it was. It was a Guardian. But Post Shoutcaster now here to protect it, and Chris will find that kill. Now look up to potentially recover this Guardian himself, but there's so many people around this gun here. Mojo finds another kill. Chris will find one as well. And now Envy gets a trade back kill, but it is 3v2. They should have the Guardian in hand now as fights come through. Mojo gonna get a little bit of low, but the bomb's rotated all the way over towards this B site now. The map completely flipped. And Post have the post plant. And I believe the Guardian in the hand of Sage here. Looking to creep up in nest here, but again, no angles given. And Post, the drone, will now get the spot out there. And now we'll start to see a few peeks here. Elle has such a good angle here, and the flash comes through. Elle will find the kill. A beautiful Yoru flash there. And now, time ticking down. Envy does have this Guardian, but will get taken out. Guardian recovered, but with the bomb going off, I'm not sure how many guns they'll be able to actually keep here. And it's going to be both of them there, the Bulldog and the Guardian, which will go back to Dissident. And Mojo. What a good flash from Mojo there, managing to get both, allow the swing from PSL here. And now, besides those two guns though, they are very, very light on this round. Should be a round going over to Northeastern, but we'll have to see how this goes. Sometimes those guns can surprise you a little bit. Guardian is still one tap to the head as Chris is going to creep up on this lurk. Not going to get spotted yet by anybody here. This timing will be so important, and Dissident goes down on the other side. Is the fight about to come through here? Oh, the orb grabbed, but it's gonna walk away a little bit. Somehow no fight over that orb here. Mojo gonna look to flash in here.
Time to jump.
Gonna put the gate crash down, and Kevin will find that first kill. Mojo tagged up here.
My potter broke.
Chris is going to get taken down on the other side of things on the lurk back. Mojo in such a dangerous spot here in Nest, but could potentially convert something really, really big here. Meanwhile, fights happening, and Mojo finds another one. Jumps down, finds three. Make that four, Mojo! You're insane!
This was taken.
No way! Mojo finds that first kill at Nest, drops down, finds the kills. It's just absolutely incredible here. Mojo already impressing us with this Yoru here. Didn't need the great crash. It was, I mean, just straight aim to be honest, but still impressive as it gets. The spray transfer going to be so big, and it's going to bring them their third round already.
I'll handle this.
And now this Yoru ult online going to get so much information. Going to give them a free ride through mid here. Meanwhile, Chris should get challenged here, though, on these low buys. They are going to look to peek through now. Chris does manage to find one, make that two. Dissident picks up one on the other side. Focus goes down now, too. And this is looking to be a flawless round here for Post.
Flawless.
And Dissident cleans up another. Shutting down any attempt of a thrifty there, and now a 4-0 start for Post, and I mean, they're keeping that momentum right out the gate here. And as for Northeastern, struggling a little bit to get back into this game here. But we'll have to see what they can do. Focus does have this operator now, which can be such a game changer on this defense side, sitting on top of yellow. I'm unsure, though, if he'll get an opportunity here. So it does look like another little bit of a mid-play here. Yep, Harbor Wall coming through here. As Dissident's going to fly on top. The Sage Wall going to knock away too, but Dissident looking for fights here. He's going to take quite a bit of damage. And Chris got taken down on the other side of things. Post, they have the space, but They don't really have the kills at the time on the kills, but Dissident just going to sneak right through, and that is going to be the A site. This high-octane gameplay, but meanwhile, Mojo in such a good position to be a second layer here, but Dissident's going to take the fight, find another kill. Getting maybe a little too aggressive here, but trying not to overheat. As Mojo, though, has such a good opportunity, whiffs the shot, though. They don't quite know where he is. Does have the decoy, gonna look for the flash as well. But Focus will find the kill with the op. Meanwhile, Envy's all the way into sight here. Finds another kill as well, and things breaking down for Post a little bit here. But the hard bolt's gonna be invested now, and Dissident Elle both find kills. It's gonna come down to a 1v1 here. And Dissident with a 4K. Wasn't pretty, but they managed to make it work. Dissident heroics here early on, and that's going to take them to 5-0 right now. Northeastern going to have to reconsider what they're doing here, but honestly, it doesn't feel like they're doing anything wrong necessarily. It just feels like the shots are going the way of Post. Just heroic plays so far from Mojo with a 4K, Dissident with a 4K. Everyone hungry for an ace here. Focus gonna pop the jet knife's gonna get flashed instantly. Gonna have to dash. Gonna be able to get away here, but now Post gonna head directly in here. Focus does get one traded back here, so making work of those knives here, and it's still quite healthy. But the plant should come down here.
Spike planted.
Gonna get spotted out. Gonna get tagged a little bit. But Post will be once again in this Post plant here. I'd like to have seen them shoot the harbor thing just to make sure others can't use it. And a beautiful ult from Envy here, but they should still be able to spray through here, so it can be a little bit dangerous. Shots are going to keep coming through. The bomb's not going to be able to be tapped, and now that Viper's ult going away immediately. Really just no shot here for Northeastern. Trapped between a rock and a hard place. And Mojo with his third kill. And they will close out that round. Absolute stellar start here from Mojo on this Yoru. This pick, this hype pick, absolutely delivering. And we're seeing an early timeout here. 6 rounds in for Northeastern. Looking to bounce back. They should have guns here now. Do have an op in play. It does look like Chris may opt to use the Tour de Force now just to get it off cooldown. Kind of have that op in hand. They do technically have money to invest into a gun for him as well, which I would recommend doing, at least even if it's like a Spectre or something. Just some sort of thing to have at close range. So we'll have to see if that happens. Unfortunately, that Viper's Fit for Envy almost actually kind of did them in a little bit, because the bomb's only in one spot. You can still spray through that smoke, and unfortunately, you're kind of just smoking yourself off from the rest of the Post team, unless you can get like a Sage Wall down or something like that within the Viper's Pit to maybe look for like some sort of cheeky defuse. But unfortunately for them, just going to get sprayed out. And Post off to an absolute excellent start in this first half. 6-0. They're guaranteed to at least tie the half. Looking now to get as many of these rounds as they can here.
You want to play? Let's play.
I'm going to see Chris looking potentially for an early op thing. Going to get spotted out for in the dart here. As Dissident's going to get a little bit aggressive here. Mojo took so much damage though early on, and there is no heal within this comp, so he is going to be a little bit injured there. Meanwhile, though, Post has managed to creep their way all the way through B here, as Chris will find the Tour de Force kill. Sage creeps up mid here, and again, they've still left Dissident through here, but will get taken down, and now Reyna gonna look for some sort of a defense here, but the plant should go down for Post. Should be a 3v4 situation here. Mojo was also taken down at some point by Reyna, I believe. And Chris can do so much work on this tour de force here. Manages to find another one. Might want to look the TP away here, but isn't going to opt to do so. Going to play things a little bit dangerously. And unfortunately, he's going to kind of get lost in things within that Viper smoke. Not going to be able to TP back, and Northeastern will find their first round in the game. A clean retake from them. Post, however, sitting on a lot of money here. Meech is going to call an early timeout here, maybe to stop any sort of momentum that Northeastern were looking to gain from winning that round. Maybe just to kind of calm the post team down, make sure they don't get too ahead of themselves. It is still a long game. 5 rounds early on, I mean, is a really, really big lead, but that can dissipate just as fast. So make sure that they're a little bit cautious here. Meech definitely seeing something either he didn't like or something that he can expose. So we'll have to see how that goes. We'll have to see what strategy he's cooking up here. That Sage Res on the table now for Northeastern. Sova ult as well. 2 very high impact ults here early on for them. But the Harbor ult for Elle can be really, really big here. It's so good in the post plant. It's so good for site take. It's basically utilized in the same way that Breach ult is utilized. Not necessarily quite as effective, but it does force people out of spots. It can be very, very impressive. It covers a very large zone for a very long time. And we're going to see Chris push up here and focus, finding that early op kill. Now we're just going to see a very fast take for post all the way through A here. Nobody on site. They're looking to play for a retake situation here. That plant comes through. The Sova ult coming through as well. And Dissident did manage to find one to even it to 4v4, so a successful start to this post plan as Elle finds one as well. And the Sova drone not going to actually give much information. The Harbor ult invested now. The Sage ult invested. And now we're looking at a 3v5 due to that Sage ult, or sorry, 3v4 due to that Sage ult. Everything invested. There's still plenty of time here. Post will have to be very, very good in this post-playing situation. Mojo finds one, can't find another. Dissident and Kevin still alive, and they're converting on kills here. Dissident with a triple. Managing to fend off that 2v3, and everything just going the way of Post University here. As the Eagles find another round. I mean, it just feels like everything's firing at all cylinders. Even when there's a couple mistakes here or there, it's instantly picked back up by other players. Finding everything that they need to do, everybody doing the jobs they need to do, and more here. So on the other side, another save round. Northeastern finding some struggles. They're finding some moments here and there, but it feels like they can't play out a full round successfully right now. And Mojo gonna get a little bit of information with this Yorul. Gonna get into a pretty good spot here, and it should be an interesting little pick of someone who wasn't scouted out. But Mojo finds one, and it's gonna get traded out. Now things getting a little dangerous for Post here. Very dangerous for Post here, I should say, as guns are now being recovered. And there's a flank as well.
Last player standing.
And it's all down to Elle, and what a beautiful round from Northeastern here as they find a Thrifty. They find these kills on the low buys here. Great play out of them. Yep, and there's the Thrifty sound. As they pick up their second round, they show that they still have some fire here, that they can make things work. Evie now on the board here as well. Has been struggling a little bit early on into this game, but It'll be important for Northeastern if they want to bounce back into this game to sort of get everybody fired up, everybody hyped up here, everybody playing their best to make this comeback happen. However, Post University looking to keep a hold on this game. You're going to see Chris once again early peak B here, but Dissident going to get taken out by the op from Focus, who's now being forced to retreat, will get taken out. Trades going back and forth, but going a little bit in the favor of Northeastern
One
here.
enemy remaining.
Fights going
Down
back and
B.
forth, and yeah, just absolutely containing that mid play there. Good job here from Northeastern, as they do manage to find their third round on the half here, and Post will surprisingly be pushed into a lightish buy situation. I assume Dissident is going to look to use some jet knives here. We'll technically have a gun here, and Chris will buy up as well, but they do have a Spectre in play as well. We are seeing this harbor wall used once again, and Mojo, you're so far up with the bomb here. This is a little bit scary.
Here.
Meanwhile, Chris is going to be tagged out. They're going to see the usual
Spike
B
drop.
main kind of lurk play here. As Dissident ready to go crazy with the knives, but Focus will shut that down immediately. And Focus with another one. Consistently finding kills here, and Chris going to be pushed up here. Isn't going to be able to find that kill now, and suddenly the way gunfights are going is being completely swapped. Everything going the way of Northeastern, and even that shock dart going to find value here. But Kevin fighting his way back into the round, finding quite a bit of damage onto Focus here, but unable to actually convert on that kill so far.
Not ready yet.
30 seconds
30
left
seconds
in the
left.
round here, as they might look for a full pivot, a full way out, but meanwhile on the other side of things, Envy's just waiting.
Last player standing.
And Elle will walk through mid here, but Envy will find the kill. And now 3 rounds straight
Last
for
round
Northeastern.
in
The
half.
momentum completely shifted here. I mean, gun's not in necessarily the worst spot here, but some light armor is being invested, a Guardian invested, and I mean, Post definitely want to take this final round. Have an 8-4 start.
And kill them.
7-5 looking a lot worse given the context of the 6-0 start that they had. A seemingly insurmountable lead kind of cut away, but now Dissident finds that kill on the Focus, finally shuts down that operator. It should give Post the momentum to just go forward here. Gets one more spot here. It's going to get very aggressive, potentially an overheat, but does at least trade one back here.
Spike
And with
planted.
no Sage ult in play, should be fine here. Mojo in the 4K spot from last time.
Enemy
Make
tag.
such a big play last time. And just get that flash away here, and just managed to find that kill onto Envy here. And Chris will force it back off from King, but the TP's still within sight.
Last player standing.
But it's all going to be down to just Sage here, who is looking for the fights, and Mojo will find a triple kill. It's not the 4K it was last time, but it'll do the job.
Switching sides.
An 8-4 half for Post. I mean, I think both sides are pretty happy with how the half has ended overall. I mean, Post obviously maybe wanted a little bit more with that 6-0 start, but still 8 rounds on a half objectively. Very, very good for them. And very good for being able to close that out with having a 4-round
That's
lead. However, if you're Northeastern, with how things started with the 6-0, managing to grab 4 of those final 6 rounds and getting kind of that momentum, it's definitely something that makes this game playable for you for sure. So both teams are overall pretty satisfied. As Mojo manages to sneak in here, doing this right off the rip is crazy. We'll see if it gets spotted out at all, and it doesn't look like it's going to.
Portal closed.
Has such an opportunity here. As Dissident is just behind them as well. Mojo finds one, and with the portal closed though, might not be able to get away. Does actually figure it out here, and now Dissident in mid finds one as well. And these cheeky flank plays going in their favor, but now it's a 3v3, and they're gonna rotate back towards B here, it seems.
Not ready yet. Not ready
Post
yet.
is unsure of this rotate already happening. It should be a free site take here.
Still in sight.
Yep, plant is gonna go down here. I'm not sure if they heard the audio
Spike
yet for it,
planted.
but yep, spike planted. And they're all playing together, but Post is gonna have to clear so much. They give up so much of the map so far.
Walls up.
And Elle with a wall that's gonna cut off some things, gonna give them a little bit of space here. Gonna tap that bomb here, and Mojo's gonna go down immediately. The Viper's pit being, Viper snake pit being used immediately, and Reyna finds 3. Closes out that round. Now Post a little bit on the back foot here. Won't have guns going into this round, and very, very similar to last game that had that 8-4 half for Post. We're gonna see a pistol round 1 for Northeastern. A way for them to fight back into the game. Hopefully for them to be able to bring this within 2 rounds off of this.
See. Through the storm,
However, Post might have low guns,
Scanning
but
ahead.
sometimes those classics, those sheriffs can find kills, can get guns. For Chris, no bullets on this chamber gun here. Not able to use that pocket guardian. Mojo, the big man with the sheriff, does manage to find
Spike
one.
down
Focus
A.
will get the trade kill though. And it should be a pretty free site take here. A little bit delayed due to the bomb getting taken down from Mojo, but it's just going to be a rotate here. And now, Post, you're all over at A here. Not going to get an opportunity to recover the gun either, and you're down numbers, and now they should get the plant. Difficult situation to be in. Elle having an opportunity here, though, does make a footstep noise. Should be alerted,
Last player
and yep,
standing.
shot in the back. It's all down to Kevin, who will go down. And now 8-6 in the favor of Post.
Prepare yourselves.
Gun should be able to be
Fight once
purchased
again.
here. But honestly, if you're Northeastern, you're able to fight in this round pretty easily. You have 3 full rifles. You have that sheriff and a bulldog as well, but I think this is a round you just invest into. You do have the money to potentially purchase another rifle. You might want to just treat this as a gun round, but they're not going to. They're going to look to win off the back of these 3 guns, and we'll have to see how that goes for them. As we get into this round here. And immediately we're seeing early fighting for Focus, who is going to get chipped out a little bit here. Chris still full health, Dissident still full health here. So really just seeing them lurk around in their spawn, looking to see if anybody pushes up or anything. I mean, Post, a very aggressive defensive team a lot of times, but usually they have that breach to sort of back that up. And this time they're a little bit more creative, a little bit more slower pace on this defense here. Chris will get taken down, but Mojo will find a trade on the other side. However, this does look like a B hit now. The Viper wall being invested here. Dissident trying to push through, trying to find something. Doesn't find the kill. Will get to safety though, and we're looking at what will probably be a plant here, but Post is actually here to contest this a little bit, and with the spray through coming through, Elle does shut down That bomb plant is actually Kevin's shock dart that finds the kill. But now we're looking at a 3v3, and the bomb is in no man's land.
30
Mojo
seconds
such
left.
low health though. Health bars for post not that great. The shock darts can be very dangerous here.
One
And
enemy
Elle
remaining.
goes down. Evie finds a triple kill now, and it's all down to Mojo on such low
Spike
health
planted.
here. He can't find the kill. And a clean round from Northeastern, and suddenly they're back in the game. They're just one round down. So we're seeing another map for the ages out of these two teams. I mean, Post have no money. This should be 8-8 off of this round. It's the run from Northeastern. The mental fortitude to be able to pull their way back into this after the start is something really, really impressive out of them. Something really special for them, so props to them. Start. We'll get some early spots, and we're going to see some shenanigans in mid from Post, but shut down almost immediately, and it's just Kevin on the A site here, so we'll see him try to hold this, and does get quite a bit of damage onto Evie. Should get healed up by Sage, though, if they
Spike
can
planted.
get there, and Mojo having an opportunity in mid, but Northeastern
Last player standing.
having the better guns, having more people, having the bomb down. Shouldn't be possible for Dissident, but Envy will close out that round. 8-8 now, all tied up. Absolute phenomenal ability to get back into this game from Northeastern. And Meech gonna call a timeout, understandably so. As Post try to figure out their woes on this defensive side. Unable to take a round so far. Looking
Here.
very, very similar to the first half. Actually, 4 rounds straight for Northeastern. And Post hopefully not looking to repeat what Northeastern did. And looking to grab a round here in order to balance themselves back up. I think the thing is right now, Op is in the hands of Dissident. Which I'm not sure if that's what you necessarily want. I mean, Dissident has been good with the Op so far, but I mean, actually, it was in Mojo's hands for all of the first game, and I don't think we've actually seen Dissident Op, but Chris is on this chamber, which, I mean, generally speaking, a lot of the value of the chamber is having that Op being able to kind of do what
Here.
Jet likes to do on defense with the Op, but being able to hold angles for a longer amount of time, not having to rely on the dash cooldown. But we are going to see the Op coming out from Dissident here, so have to see how that pays off here. Meanwhile, it's just going to be a B hit coming out. Chris will be all alone here. Some early shenanigans come through, and Chris will be forced to TP away. And will barely escape with his life here. And now Mojo will be here to help out.
Here.
It would be so dangerous if he exposes himself here. And Mojo finds the planter. Chris finds one as well.
Cutting through.
They're gonna shut this down now. They'll have to just hold on the bomb in no man's land. They have numbers advantage. And the op kill not gonna come through. The op shot going wide here.
I'm back.
As Mojo gets that information of where everybody is.
One down.
And Dissident finds that first kill. And in a 2v5, it seems so hard. It seems impossible to get this bomb back. Have to see what they can do here, but that's one kill coming through. And some of the health bars are low. This could get a little bit dicey
30
here, but
seconds
Dissonant's
left.
holding with the op.
Last player
And
standing.
Mojo will find the kill. And it's a 1v4. Should be cleaned up. Should be a comeback round for Post to really maybe get this momentum started here.
Be at peace.
Mojo, the clone's already been
10
used
seconds
once.
left.
You only get one clone, buddy. That was easy to spot out there. Shenanigans coming through, and now this round is becoming a little bit doable, but I mean, there was 1 second left, and Dissident will shut that down. Mojo having maybe a little too much fun with that. Testing the memory there of Northeastern. Trying to clone after the clone, but a little bit of shenanigans. So now the op will go over towards Chris. Interesting. I don't know if it was a particular strategy that they were going for to find those early picks with the op or some sort of prediction, but it did work out for them, and they stopped that slide, regained the lead, and Chris going to be in an interesting situation here. Doesn't find the tag, will get hurt himself. Potentially look for one opportunity here, one more op shot, but the drone going to be so big for clearing him out here. Not going to be able to find anything, just completely contained over on B. That looks like they're actually going to look to run out here and find the crosshair of Dissident here, who won't be able to find another, but will be able to dash out safely, will be able to get out. And now, over Northeastern, you have a decision to make. You can keep going over towards A. You can maybe loop back down towards B, but Poster once again spread out here, having everything covered. Basically playing from a 4v4 now. Have to see as they're all the way back over towards B. Post starting to read into this a little bit. Sovadart going to be really unimpactful here as it's just going to get taken down early.
30 seconds left.
Don't have the wall for the plant anymore, and we're going to see some trades. We're going to
B.
see the plant get taken out here. However, they did get advantage in kills here. As the plant's starting to come through. We'll see if Dissident can maybe deny this. Unable to. Gonna look for the swing. Not gonna be able to find anything. It's all down to Kevin. 1v3. Tagged out a little bit. Health bar very low here for Reyna though. But unsure if there's an opportunity here. Everyone playing so far back, not giving the angles. And yeah, mollies are now coming down, making this as tough as possible. And Focus finds a 3K, ties this right back up. And Post, once again, kind of out of money a little bit here. Struggling on this defensive side. I mean, really, it's so difficult for Chris to find anything there after that first op shot. Just the utility, the drone forcing him off, the wall in his face, and all alone on B. I mean, Mojo did get the TP in, but such a difficult situation to be in. Chris gonna be forced to play really far back now, but it's not even coming towards B. It is gonna be what looks like an A hit and a Marshall from Dissident. Try and stop this from happening, and finds that first kill onto Evie. That's the Sova taken out. That's a lot of utility, and a tag onto Mojo. Focus finds one. Sova's traded. The heal should be coming through onto Reyna here, I believe. But we're just not going to heal our Reynas. I'm not sure about that. 49 HP, not a great spot to be in. This heal could be invested here, and Focus will find another one as they look to potentially go through. Elle gonna get spotted out. Gonna be forced to back off here. But the mid play is recognized here. And the Outlaw not coming through here. Not firing, and Mojo gonna be left alone, 25 HP. And the bomb
30 seconds left.
taken to A.
Spike planted.
1v4, I mean, kind of the expected result on the round, but he'll be able to pick up a gun at least. See if he'll be able to do anything with said gun. Does hear Reyna behind. Does find one. At least taking some of this econ away. Almost finds a second kill there. unable to, however. And now, I mean, Post should be able to buy into this round. The opt for Chris is going to opt over towards B yet again. And I feel like if you're Post, you kind of want to change the setup a little bit. I feel like B is not really working for Chris here. It's just, he's getting cleared out with too much utility here. And, I mean, there's not enough counter utility when he's all alone like that. Even, like, the flashes from Mojo aren't really, like, enough. But I guess if he plays this far back, maybe, just maybe, or something, but they haven't been able to take any control of B main, and now they have so little information on the map here of where this hit's going. They are hearing some audio here that's just being given away for no reason, so they will know that there's some sort of a hit coming on to A here. And I love this position from Dissident. But the Viper's Pit's already through, but Mojo finds one. A trade kill comes through. After Dissident, gonna find something, but getting shut down immediately. The shots are potentially coming through here, but Northeastern completely holding that here, and I mean, Mojo trying to get creative with the ult there, but nothing working for Post. It's tough for Post right now. You're one round away from giving up map point here. But also, you don't really have the guns to invest. I guess you have a Chamber Tour de Force. And you can put Mojo on a Sheriff and hope for the best. But despite this Yoru pick working out, it seems like they're struggling to actually find all of the kills. And Chris, the shot goes wide. Unfortunately. However, the second shot finds its target. And he'll be forced to back off here.
You will not kill my allies.
Here.
That's Sobel not being able to find any effectiveness here. And now Dissonant once again able to find something on the creep away. The creep up, the lurk. Finds that flank kill, but can't get away, and Elle will spot 2 cross. And now Chris, with this Tour de Force, once again has an opportunity. Somebody has to cross one way or another. The smoke gonna come through. It looks like it might be a cross back towards B. Oh no, the timing. Unfortunate for Chris. Almost had that read there. In post now.
30 seconds left.
Gotta be forced to retake. 3v4 here. Mojo finding one. Finds a lot of damage there, but not quite the kill onto Sage. Almost having that opportunity through the wall.
Shield going out.
Oh, unfortunately though, that Cove not able to block off
Last player
the
standing.
Viper, Snakebite, and Northeastern will mine their way to map point here.
Match point.
And if you're Post, I mean, seems like things have kind of fallen off the rails on this map. Such a great start at 6-0, but that's 2/3 of their rounds in the first 6 rounds, so unfortunately for them, they'll have to figure out something new, some sort of way to crawl back. Just getting 1 round so far in this half.
Get out of my
See if
way.
they can find something new for themselves, and unfortunately, nothing gonna work with the Marshall there, but Dissident finds one, can't find a second. And just not quite enough there, but Mojo on this Vandal maybe finds some impact here. Sabrina just going absolutely crazy again.
Last player standing.
And it's all down to chrisramrz. 1v4.
Spike planted.
What can you do? The whole world against you. And Eevee will close out the map.
Attackers win.
Northeastern will take this to map 3 here. And what started off as such a great map for Post unfortunately falls apart. Northeastern showing their resilience, showing that this is not over. And I believe map 3 is going to be Breeze for them. I mean, yeah, it just... I don't know. Something just fell apart for Post. It seemed like they got a little disorganized towards the end. Their defense not really figured out. The gunfight's not going their way. And I mean, maybe it's just some discomfort on roles for them as they've had to change some things. But I mean, the Yoru pick did seem to work out for them. But I'm not sure how much of it was Yoru as a character and how much of it was just Mojo absolutely being cracked out of his mind with the aim. But, yeah, unfortunately, this is, for Post, this is going to go to map 3. But fortunately for me, it means I get to cast some more games. So, we are going to jump to a short break here as we get ready for map 3, or maybe not, as it looks like they might be getting back into it really, really soon here. Looks like there is going to be no break. Looks like we might just be jumping back in. Oh, never mind. Alrighty, we are going to jump to a short break here. Alrighty, and it looks like we are hopping back into this game. And we are getting an insta jet lock here from Dissident. So we are going to see Envy look to play another Viper here. It seems Breeze did get some changes, but I believe Viper still is like the meta on the map. But Viper and Harbor often pretty interchangeable. They do have very similar smoke styles with having that wall smoke, having an orb smoke. Harbor does let you get a few more like walls and stuff with having like the push wall, where Viper's a little more like Molly post plant, like clearing type stuff. That being said, we're seeing pretty much everything locked in for post. We are going to see that Yoru back again on Breeze here for Mojo. And we are going to see PSL once again on Harbor here. Pretty much identical to their Icebox
Choose
comp,
your
except
agent.
we are going to see the chrisramrz cipher, which should be interesting. And then on the other side, it looks like everything finally locked in now. A chamber coming out from Focus instead of the jet. So that's a little bit interesting. This is a map that often saw both Jet and Chamber played as a duo during the height of Chamber meta. Both are very good, but I'm surprised that Focus is opting to not use Jet on a map that Jet has historically been very, very, very good on. So we'll have to see how that goes. Maybe that's just how they played the map. We are seeing dueling ciphers. The Reyna. Ooh! The Reyna switched off from Ollie and onto RNR here. And
oh, this is a nice spot.
It's going to be interesting to see here a Sova coming out. So some interesting changes in the comp here from Northeastern. Just how they play the map, I guess. So we'll have to see how they adjust to some of the newer roles here for them. Or at least new for the series here. Is Focus getting dinked off the rip, will be forced to back off. And meanwhile, on the other side of things, Elle finds one on this initial B entry. Will be sort of forced to back off into the site here.
Our spike carrier is
As trades
Spike
go back and
down,
forth
B.
here. Things even at 3-3, but low health bars here for Northeastern.
found them.
The Sova attack coming through, but Focus finds the kill here, and it's just
player
Chris
standing.
on the site, and he goes down now, and Dissident on the long flank here. Maybe find one.
Spike
Almost
down,
finds the second. Finds the second one
enemy
now.
remaining.
And we're talking about a 1v1 here. Both full health, it seems. No shields for Dissident, but he does have this ghost in hand now as the plant comes through. The dash
planted.
coming through as well. Ring around the Rosie a little bit here, and just 3 bullets here. And Evie will play it well. Times the half perfectly. Finds the kill. And finds the pistol round here. The first pistol round won by Northeast, or the first opening pistol round won by Northeastern. So far, it's now 3-2 on pistol rounds for Northeastern. But both of the other ones previously were in the second half for them. So seeing it in the first half is a great start for them. Hopefully for them trying to carry that momentum from the last game. Post on the other
I'll find
hand,
their cipher.
wanting to shut down that momentum as soon as possible. And Dissident's going to back off almost immediately, but ooh, a little dangerous there. Almost gets taken out running away, and an early dink here almost finds that kill, and Ghost actually trading quite well despite having classics here. A shock dart available as well. Doesn't
Spike
quite find the
planted.
damage that for, but now Envy gets chunked a little bit here. Focus finds a couple, but Dissident and Mojo will pick up a pair.
Last player
And
standing.
now it's down to just Mojo,
Enemy remaining.
who manages to bring it down to a 1v1 here.
Fake teleport.
Looks for the fake TP, the flash, and it's got to be revealed that it's Evie did not get teleported on here. Evie's so patient here, but now decides to run, and Mojo, just a little bit more patient, finds the 4K, uses the Phantom picked up off of the back of
If you're gonna buy a gun,
Focus
shoot
here.
me.
And what a good way to end that momentum from Northeastern. To put the game in your hands, you now have rifles. They have nothing. The op already out from Dissident. And Mojo, once again, was so clutch in closing out that game 1. Was so big for them in game 2, despite not winning. Once again,
This is a nice spot. That goes there.
proving to be this key impact player for them.
This goes here.
Now, we're going to see another attack towards this B site here as A did not work out at all.
Camera taken out. Cage
There's
taken.
on this cipher here a whole web of trips. I think the big question going into this half will be how Chris will be able to adapt his setups here once they start to get a little bit more figured out, kind of finding this next layer of trips here. As this site gets continually hit. It's very slow so far as they try to creep through. They do take out that first trip, so that's already going to be spotted. Actually, yep, there's still one trip left on the table here. This plays very, very patiently here. And Focus going to shoot that, going to give that away immediately. Chris finds the first one. The trip going to catch, and that's a second one for Chris, but just 19 HP, going to be forced to play with the team here, to play his life, and
remaining.
it's all down to just Evie over here. He's gonna be spotted by the dart, gonna get swung, and a flawless round for Post, an excellent hold
One of my
there.
cameras is broken. Oh, wait.
Chris playing around that pillar beautifully. And a 2-1 lead now
Here.
for Post. Guns all on the table, and Post have built up quite a bit of econ already because they got that thrifty round. Meanwhile, remember,
this should do.
Northeastern did invest heavily into the second round. Didn't pay off for them. And now if they lose this round, they'll probably be on
this is a nice
another
spot.
low-buy situation
This
yet
goes
again.
here.
So Mojo looking to take this early peek. And it's going to get chunked right away. Meanwhile, Dissident found an early peek of his own. Found that kill. Focus looking for a fight. Fights are happening all over the map here, and
I know exactly.
Elle gonna get taken out, but that information from Evie is gonna be so big. The cipher ult giving so much information. And now it's gonna be a full rotate over here, and Chris not gonna quite get that spot there onto Cypher, but I think it's known now.
Wow, my eyes are down.
Oh, and Evie had the drop, but Dissident converts anyways, and Mojo will get all the information in the world. Where some people are, but apparently not enough, but it's all down to just Envy. Dissident picked up a triple kill with this op. Mojo found one himself. And Chris will find that last kill there, getting chunked just a little bit. But a great start coming out from Post here. I mean, that's been the story of all of these games. Every game has started with a Post lead, has ended with a close match. 1-1 so far on the series. So I have to see how this one turns out. A few differences already in this
That
map,
goes there. Yes, this should do. Ah, this is a nice spot.
And it looks like it's just going to be a really early B hit here. Everyone's so grouped up here.
Here.
It really does feel like they're just giving up
I must
all
wait a
map
moment.
control off the rip.
They found my wire.
One wire already taken out, though. It's not going to be great for Chris
Cage
here
triggered.
on the site hold, especially because he's all alone now. But they're just sitting here. Towards B, I mean, they have no map control. They're just kind of waiting, trying to fake it out, I guess. But Dissident will find the first kill. Now able to support here, and now we're going to see Northeastern creep their way out of B, actually. But they have to clear so much, they have no clue where anybody is. His focus starts to work mid here. I mean, for them, like, post could be anywhere. There's been no flank trips. There's been no information on the map. You don't really have... I mean, you have a soap dart available. You haven't used it. But meanwhile, focus will find Elle. And Mojo's going to get all that
30
information.
seconds left.
Kevin is going to have to be a hero here on this site. Can't quite find anything. And somehow Northeastern have seemingly worked their way to getting a plant.
Spike planted.
Dissident now also going to be chunked here. And
Here.
Mojo finds one. He's going to take down the Viper's Pit.
Last player standing.
But it's all down to a 1v1, and Evie will find the clutch. Wow. The kills going back and forth there towards the end. Northeastern kind of making magic happen there. Had no information on the map, had really nothing to play off of, but a couple key picks there will get them onto the A site. And even though the Viper's Pit proved ineffective, the Marshall that came out from Ollie proved to be effective enough. And now we're seeing a little bit of a site switch up here for post.
You
We're
want to
seeing
play?
the,
Let's play.
A site for Chris, who will once again be challenged.
My camera is destroyed.
And he'll be able to hide away from that dart here. Still sit outside of A main. I don't necessarily love the early, exposed camera usage, because it does alert
Cage triggered.
that there are trips
They found
on
my
the
wire.
map. And we are seeing one kill back and forth. Now Northeastern starting to gain some ground here. They don't know that it's just Mojo on the site or where he is, but Dissident from mid finds one. Will retreat, worried about a mid player that isn't there. And now we're finally starting to see them take the site. And Mojo not looking to shoot yet, but finally finds that
Spike
kill.
down A.
And another trade of kills. Here as Dissident with this op can be so impactful here to find
30
these
seconds
picks.
left.
And focus.
Spike planted.
Not looking the
One
right
enemy
way for this.
remaining.
Gonna get
Last
timing.
player
It's all gonna come
standing.
down to a 1v1. Gonna have the reposition opportunity
sight.
here. And now it's rifle v rifle. But a clutch of 4K for Reyna. We'll push this to a tied map. As I was saying before, I would like to see Chris use his camera in a way that it doesn't expose where the cipher is, right? The early information is fine, it's good, but sometimes you can get that off of audio, either playing it on like a front wall that they can't see the camera, and being just sitting on the camera so it doesn't make the actual noise. Or just like being... The camera just gives away that there's trips onto the site. When that happens, it makes it really obvious and makes your setup a little less surprising. Oh, and I'm not sure if the drone spotted Chris tucked in this corner here. Meanwhile, Focus on the other side finds that early pick on the flanking Dissident. Finds a second kill here.
Cage triggered.
Focus an absolute monster here. Oh, the triple gives so much away, though.
Player standing.
He doesn't end up placing it, but he does get taken down, and
Spike planted.
it's all
Scanning
down
ahead.
to just Kevin. Just a classic in hand. And no hope on the round. Focus finds a triple kill. And Northeastern will once again reclaim their lead from the first round. Posts, though, do have buys into this round. Do have the Harbor ult especially in play. Mojo has also made great use of the dimensional drift. Yep, that is what it's called. Yeah, so far, another close match. Mojo gonna be greeted by quite a few people here. Gonna look for this early pop flash. Finds one, manages to get out. Doesn't even need a gate crash to do so. Got a little bit scary there for a second, but Focus, an absolute monster on this up. And Kevin a little bit exposed in mid. I mean, when looking at mid there, does take a little bit of damage. We're just gonna have to be very careful being crouched here. If he does stand up, there's potentially a sight line for Focus to find a kill here. Who's just chilling in mid, and meanwhile, Dissident's just waiting for him. And that timing will prove to be so important, as now Northeastern is just looking to rotate all the way out to B, and Chris is starting to leave, but will reconsider, heads back, and should be greeted by his trip here, or his trips here. The camera, once again, going to be an early spotting camera. We should have seen that. We'll get a tag here.
30 seconds left.
Chris not spotted on the site yet, but playing a ring around the rosy here, and does find that first kill, make that a second kill, stops the plant
Spike
too.
down, B.
There's just 18 seconds left. It's 1v4, and Evie, what can you do? What can you show us here? Absolutely nothing, as Dissident will find that op kill, and Post will bounce right back. Incredible plays there from Chris. That time, the camera coming out late enough that they didn't spot it the first time. And then by the time he got like the tag and the camera was revealed, Reyna was already walking into a trip, which stalled out the time. But Chris played very, very patiently there as a timeout comes here from Northeastern. Some sort of strategy potentially cooked here, as Econ's in such a weird spot for both teams here. There's certain people on both teams that are so rich, and then other people who have absolutely no money. I'm curious how that will go when losses happen, if teams will full force or like semi-force buy a couple rifles, or if we'll just see full saves when some people don't have buys. Spectre's not necessarily the most effective gun on this map. Breeze does tend to be a very long-ranged map. So those SMGs, those save guns, not as effective. Shotguns, not as effective. There's some places you can find value out of them, but it's really hard to half-buy on this map. Unless you're really, really talented with a Marshall or the Outlaw, the newest gun in Valorant. Once again, we're going to see Focus creep up early into mid here. Should get greeted by Dissident. And yep, Focus shut down immediately there. It looks to be another B hit.
Wave crashing.
But no Cypher utility spotted out because it's all the way over on A. And it's going to be a very fast rotate here. This Silver Dart could be so crucial. Doesn't actually find a spot here on this rotate. And they left Arena lurking over towards B. Everyone else gathered a little bit towards mid here. And Mojo in such a great spot here, but won't be able to find the kill. Dissident, though, will recover that little mistake and find that trade. They'll stay up in numbers still. But now, as they go over towards A, there's Still gonna be quite a bit of things to deal with here with the Cypher trips and such, but one wire found.
30 seconds
Chris
left.
barely escaping with his life, and a plant magically gonna come out of
Spike
nowhere.
planted.
As Dissident just takes another life, on for an ace right now. 3 kills. Just 1 bullet in the chamber, though. Make that no bullets in the chamber. Dashing forward anyways. Evie, though, finding 2. And making this a 2v2. Does have the Cypher ult available now. Knows about the fight. Make that a
Player standing.
1v1 here. And the Sova ult gonna be so good from Ollie there to find those kills. Does pop it a little bit early, which is surprising before the tap, but finding the kill regardless. Northeastern will once again take the lead here. And Post once again looks like they'll invest into the round. A Spectre in play for Elle. Again, this gun does struggle in a lot of areas on this map, not being the most long-range gun, not having the easiest like spray pattern or first bullet accuracy. Oh, never mind, dropped all the way down to a stinger here. The push wall coming through and sort of making that space of their own here. And finding effectiveness with this gun. Chris also converting into a kill here. Doesn't quite get the Cypher ult out.
Spike down B.
And Mojo having such a good flank here. Oh, he did get the Cypher ult out, which did give that information, which was so big for Mojo's flank. Does end up flashing himself a little bit there. And takes out that chamber trip. And now Focus all alone in the 1v2 here. We'll potentially have a 1v1 opportunity here. As Kevin taking his time. Playing with his food a little bit here, but Focus finds the kill finally here. But Focus doesn't have the bomb here, and Mojo has the kill. And Post have the round. Again, Dissident and Mojo being these 2 heavy fraggers for this Post team right now. But I mean, we've seen big moments from other players on the team as well. I mean, Elle making amazing work with that stinger. Really impressive to use that push wall to kind of create that short range space to shoot through it to find kills with that stinger. And then Chris doubling up on that to find that kill as well.
You want to play? Let's play.
Loving the creativity. Ooh, Focus does have that tour de force.
Right here.
Which can be so big in this round here. Doesn't spot anybody yet, though. And Dissident pushing forward. Envy gonna shut that down. Evie gonna take out Elle. And Chris a little bit alone on the site. Trying to do some fancy camera work here. Let's get a tag here. Mojo on the other side finds a pick. Chris trying to be very patient here. Does manage to find 1 before going down. The best thing you can really ask for in that situation.
Exactly where you are.
And now the Cypher ult already back up. Gonna give so much information. The neural theft, I mean, it's such a low cooldown, and we have 2 Cyphers. So it feels like there's constantly that information being spread. And Mojo not able to find that kill, but does seem to be aware that
Cutting through.
Rina could be behind him. But actually, never mind. Kevin, though, does manage to find 1. Almost finds a second. But caught reloading. Taken out. And Northeastern find their way to 6.
Last round before the switch.
1 more round in the half to play.
Spend it all before it's gone.
Vi's on the table across the board. The Viper's Pit in play as well for Envy, who is struggling a little bit more on this map than last map. Envy was really the person that was very big for them early on in the first map when they were struggling, and continued to be really good for them. Now, some early struggles However, the whole team is firing, so it doesn't really matter. Mojo once again going for this pop flash. Does find that kill. Make that a second. Looking for a third. Doesn't have a gate crash already up, though. To make this quite difficult. Goes for the decoy. Barely manages to live here. And, I mean, Dissident is so far out mid here. And Focus, though, lurks all the way through Hall here. Finds that kill. Makes this round maybe somewhat doable. But it's still 4v2.
One enemy
Make
remaining.
that
Spike
1v4.
down. Attacker spawn.
I can't miss.
Make it a 1v3 for Focus now. And Mojo's kind of low. I mean, I'm not saying it's doable, but certainly possible. But Mojo finds a third kill, shuts that down immediately.
I'll handle this.
Switching
Just
sides.
absolutely beautiful play on that round out of post. And we're at a 6-6 half. Things all completely tied up here. Wow. I mean, this is the best series you could ask for. We're going to 3 games. We already had an OT game. We're 6-6 in the final map. Like, these teams so evenly matched time and time again. We already saw a comeback in one of the games. Just about every hype moment you can ask for, except for an ace. So, hint, hint, someone give me an ace. Now, posts are going to be lined up very much towards this A side. As we look to get into this round, Viper is going to be the one over towards A here, who does have a little bit more Sentinel-like utility to stop pushes, so this defense should be quite tough to break through here, especially with double Sentinels plus the Viper here, but early in this first round, Viper doesn't have nearly any of her tools here. But so far, Reyna just absolutely popping off. 3 kills already. Oh, almost finding a 4th there, but not quite. Finding the 4th now, and I know I asked for an ace, and Onar will deliver. Wow. Alright, we've checked off all the boxes. That is about every hype moment possible in a series. And man, heartbreak for post on that round, but good on Northeastern. Being able to find that pistol, their second pistol of the game. And statistically, teams that win both pistol rounds usually win the games, but with how close this game is, it could be the exception here. Post will be forced to bounce back from that. That's going to be another kill, but shut down immediately. That Vandal is on the ground. It should get recovered from Focus here. Yep, he does find that, and now Dissident, though, getting a little spicy with it. Focus taking some damage here, and suddenly it's a 1v2. I mean, it's not necessarily the best odds per se, but now you have the rifle. Oh no, gets a little caught, but does manage to find
One enemy
his way
remaining.
out, and 22 HP versus Marshall can be so devastating. The timing's so good, but Dissident finds the 4K. Holy. The Ghost finding 2, the Vandal finding 2 more. What a clutch. This game keeps on delivering just when I think there can't be more. There always is. Dissident now finding 20. Bringing them back to a 7-7 tie here. And just like the first half, they somehow managed to win the second round after losing the pistol. And yeah, just no buys for Northeastern here. Shutting down the momentum from that ace. And Chris on quite a dangerous lurk here. I don't like lurking as much on attack when when you know you have better buys, because it gives a chance to have that isolated death to give over some sort of a gun. I'd rather see them play more grouped, play more anti-eco, but here they go. Nice and spread out, giving opportunities, and unfortunately, gonna go down there potentially to give over a gun. And Focus will get a trade kill back, but it does look like it's a 3v3 situation. Gun's only somewhat recovered. But now this is getting scary for Post. Very scary for Post, as Mojo's in a 1v3, has to make something happen here. As the utility out, gonna look for a flash. Finds one. Almost finds a second, but Focus with a triple kill off of that gun given. Wow, this is just going back and forth. A pistol round one, a thrifty round, another thrifty round. Seems like no round is safe. Timeout for Meech here. Let's see. I mean, Post sort of has some money. It's not great. I mean, Dissident can buy. They can use one rifle. I mean, they could get a buy from Elle, but then there's not really going to be a buy next round. However, Dissident should be able to buy a Vandal and still be fine.
Right here.
I wonder what Meech is cooking on this potential thrifty round. Again, no round has been safe. It seems like there's gun advantage one side, and then maybe a team gets a little too cocky, gives over a gun, and I don't know. Somehow, it's just been anybody's game, every single game, and we'll have to see what Post plans on cooking here. Looks like Mojo's going to go up halls here. However, there is a chamber trip there that should spot that out. As we are going to see Post be a little bit spread here. Chris, once again, sort of on alert here. And ooh, I like this from Mojo being able to sort of get through here.
Here.
And spot everything going on here. The plant actually comes through, which is pretty big for them. They do have the harbor ult to play with as well, but Chris has to be so careful here. Can't quite find the shots. Gonna go down. Again, they're outgunned. They do manage to burn Cypher ult through this, and Mojo finds a kill here.
Out of charges. Decoy. Auto closed.
The decoy comes through. The flash comes through, but the shots do not. Is Northeastern creating some separation in this game. Getting a 2-round lead now. Post will have buys going into the next round, however.
What do you need?
And no ops are going to be in play for this round. There's plenty of money. Focus may opt for the Tour de Force this round. We have seen him not be afraid to use the Tour de Force even when having a Vandal. So we'll have to see how that goes. And nope, not going to be popped here. Chris once again on another lurk up towards B. Meanwhile, it's going to be a mid play, a mid to A, very fast here through doors. We'll have to see how Envy reacts to the pressure here. And it won't be well as they go down, but yeah, absolute collapse on the A site here. Not expecting the doors hit here.
Spike planted.
Well, there will be some damage health bars for Post. They will be up. And man, Chris can be that second layer. Going to play super far back here. Look to come in late. As fights are now happening on the map. Mojo trying to get that early hold here. Dissident finds a third now. We're looking at a 2v2. Gonna be so important how Chris chooses to play this, and Chris does find that first kill, and a second one, the second layer coming through, the lurk coming through. chrisramrz with the 2K.
That goes there.
Pulls post right back into this game, throws a trip on the ground for fun, or a cage on the ground for fun, picks it back up, but Chris finding his rhythm right when he needs to. A beautiful lurk there. Man, this game keeps delivering. Neck and neck. Focus with the op and halls here. Mojo gonna contest that.
Get out of my way!
Oh, and this can be so dangerous here. We'll have to see how late this lurk comes in here. And Focus is actually just gonna give it up at maybe the worst timing. Oh, this is so important. This timing is everything. Mojo is slipping the cracks. Meanwhile, Chris on the other side goes down. But Mojo finds that kill. They'll get the entry onto the A site now. They don't know that Mojo is left, and Dissident finds another one as well. Envy, though, gets the trade. Dissident once again looking to go high here, and Envy holds their ground. A 2v2, make that a 1v2. Mojo open this round up. We'll have to close it out for a post now. We'll get the TP away. They'll know where he is. Does have 2 flashes on the table.
Decoy.
Does have the decoy. Does get the flash, but it'll get flicked away. Evie will find the kill, and once again, Northeastern will find another round. We'll bring them to double digits. I mean, this has just been an absolute crazy game. And post, look to try and invest into this round. It's going to be a little bit dicey with a couple of Spectres, but we'll see what they can do. Focus is going to be on that tour de force as well for Northeastern. Sorry. So one round here could actually put post in a situation to force Northeastern actually into a save round, depending on how the money is. Despite winning some rounds, it's been enough eco damage. We are going to see it be hit pretty much for the first time here. So that trip is going to get taken away. No one has gone down yet, despite everything invested. Dissident is so low health. No one able to find anyone in all the chaos, and finally it suddenly dropped to a 3v3 here. Chris has such a good lurk timing, does manage to find that. We'll get taken out as well, and now it's a 2v2.
Deploying drone.
Oh, definite. So, Kevin gonna get immediately taken out of the drone here and make that a... Wow, Dissident finding 3 kills in a blink of an eye. And willing post back into this game, refusing to go down. And Dissident and Mojo have just been absolutely dominating the server so far in terms of the gunfights. It's been absolutely crazy to watch. As a timeout is called from Northeastern here. Again, they're up 1 round here, but wow, the buy is short here. Just a sheriff. I mean, a couple rifles here. Envy doesn't really have a buy here. I mean, they'll have to make something work. They do have 4 ults available. That Viper's Pit can be so big, but if it's used early, sometimes leads the team to the other site. But, I mean, sometimes you can set up trap plays like that, so we'll have to see what it can do here. And, back into play 10 seconds before the round starts here. I assume Viper is
Try
going
not
to ult
to
off
die.
the rip and try and be a nuisance with the Stinger in the pit. But Mojo's looking to
I'll handle this.
instantly kind of spot this out, and there's a little bit of a play going up halls right now, which is big, but we're just gonna get a little bit of time to spot some stuff, and wow, the kill's going the way of Post so early here. Completely shutting down the potential round. Chris finds one, but now the flank here does find Kevin,
Last player standing.
but it's just gonna be one left alive. Reyna all alone, Vandal in hand. But 1v4, tall task to ask, time ticking down, and just managed to find one. Suddenly this has become a little bit dangerous now. No,
Three souls. Still
that's
inside.
3 kills on an absolute tear right now. But time just ticking. There's just no time for the bomb.
One enemy
Finds another
remaining.
kill.
Don't rush me.
Finds the 4th kill. I mean, the ace, sorry. But can't find the round. And the 2nd ace on the map here. Same person and all, but one resulted in a win of the round. One resulted in a loss. And we're all tied up at 10-10 once again. I mean, this game keeps delivering. This series keeps delivering. One for the ages for sure. It's an absolute battle of resilience, a battle of mental fortitude when it comes to these very, very long games, these very long series as well. Cypher's got nothing
found
really
my
set up
wire.
over towards
Here.
A yet. Early wire taken out from Chris. I'm not sure where that wire was originally, but I assume it got taken out by like a shock dart or something. Meanwhile, Post not really making their move yet. Northeastern staying super spread out. Chris once again gonna lurk up mid here, but meanwhile Mojo on a little bit of a lurk of his own. Looking for a potential fight here, and I think Evie did spot the shoulder of Mojo there. As the flash gets used, some noise gets made. Of course, all of this is just a decoy for the B hit here. Focus has to be so set up for. Able to find it initially, but finds the kill. Choosing to use this pocket guardian here. And
Spike
Envy
down
is just
B.
running the
30
site
seconds
now.
left.
There's 30 seconds left. Bomb in no man's land.
Last player
And
standing.
Chris can't find that pick, and Mojo can only find one. Focus will clean that up with the actual guardian. And now 11 for Northeastern here. And Post the story of this game once again on an eco. Trying to scrape together some sort of a buy. They don't really want to give match point, but I don't think they have much of a choice here in terms of guns. Couple sheriffs, that's all. We'll have to see if they can make some sort of magic work. It's always fun to watch Mojo on these rounds. So good with that sheriff, so deadly
Get out
at
of my way.
times. But Dissident's gonna pop the knives here, which I feel like have gone from being super flashy at times, not quite finding needs at other times, and completely
Spike
shut down
down
right
A.
away here. So Mojo looks for something on the lurk, and Focus is gonna shut that down. And it's gonna be down to just Chris and Kevin. They try to make something work here. It's gonna be a little bit of a spot out there, but I assume Reyna won't re-challenge being such low HP. I mean, as the lurk is coming through here, the flank coming through, and Chris does manage to find
enemy
one,
remaining.
but now
Spike
it's very
down
obvious
A.
where Chris is. He did find that first kill, but just a Vandal now. Recovered. And Envy will find the kill. And now we're looking at map point, series point here for Northeastern. Post needing 2 rounds to bring it to OT. I mean, they've played incredible so far, but can they dig deep? Can they find these last 2 just to give them a shot? Have to see.
Spike drop.
Looks like it is going to be some early pressure towards A site here. But all of it just somewhat of a fake here almost. But giving Dissident a little bit of space to work through. Gonna dash away though, they should hear that. But there's just nobody on the B site right now. Like, absolutely nobody. And I mean, now we're seeing Envy kind of rotate back over. Focus though finds the pick onto Chris. That's so important. The Cypher down, the Lurk down. And Elle does manage to find the kill onto Envy there. A couple missed shots, and Focus finds another. Unstoppable with this op here, but the plant goes down. Mojo trying to get tucked in to make a miracle happen. And with Elle going down, it's down to just Mojo and Kevin. Finds one, and all alone, and Focus will close it out with the op, and Northeastern will close out the series. A wonderful series, a huge back and forth.
My ult is ready. They are so dead.
Defenders win.
They didn't
Wow, what a
actually
great
see
series.
something.
Unfortunate here for both. Congratulations to Northeastern for finding that win. Delivering an absolute banger. What a back and forth. Dissident and Mojo absolutely crazy on the frags all 3 games. And honestly,